Hi, it's Josie, and today I've got something a little bit different for you. But before you click away, I would like you to watch this if you ride a horse or train a horse, because this is where it all starts. And this is horse training at its very basic. So when I learnt to do this stuff, all of my riding and training of my horse took a bit of a quantum leap, because I started to understand the basics, the very basic building blocks of what was involved in training a horse. So today we're going to work with my 4-week-old foal, Grayson here. I'm going to show you how I start training them as young as 4 weeks old. So come on in and let's go. So when my mares are feeding foals, they get fed twice a day. So I do work with my foal every day when I feed my mares. You can see what I do in the very early days. I'll link it up here, because last year we had Lily and I showed you how in the first few days I taught a foal to not struggle when I needed to hold it. The reasons I do that is because I might need to get them some veterinary care, and I like to make sure that my foals are not going to be stressed if I handle them and then have to have veterinary care on top of it. Some people don't like to handle their foals. That's their decision. I have the reasons why I do, and I'm quite happy with them. So when I feed my mare in the morning, I'll often sit here. I have done this for a while. Grayson's used to this now. But I will sit with them so that the foal can interact with me on his own terms. Usually if you sit a bit lower, you're below the foal, so you're not quite so intimidating. And my hand always comes up underneath and I stroke my foals on the neck. So if you think about what the mother does to them when they're born, she licks them. She doesn't bump them, she licks them. You'll often find if you scratch a foal, you'll end up getting teeth back on you because they're trying to groom you. So in the first few days, whilst they're really little, I often sit on my feed bin so that I'm down low, I'm in one spot. Once they get a bit used to me, I will move around them. And what I aim to do, you'll see he's 4 weeks old, but I haven't done a huge amount. They will kick foals. It's part of their protective mechanisms within them. So if I reached out and grabbed him on the bottom now, there's every chance he would double barrel me, because in the wild, if a predator grabbed his butt, what's he going to do? Kick. You just need to be aware. They're not being naughty. It's part of their survival instincts. So I will come up and I bring my hand underneath and I will stroke him, and I stroke them from head to foot. I will still, to this day at the moment, would not walk up and touch him on the bottom. He's not been handled a lot. But I'll do it from this end, and I'll just brush him with my hand, stroke him all over. I need to be able to touch my foals everywhere. I showed you how I can restrain them, and see, he didn't go anywhere then. And I'll link the Lily video up here so you can see how I taught him to stop when I do that. The other thing I do, it's time. You need to be able to touch your foal's legs. So I started in the beginning, just being able to touch them. So I'm breaking my training down, even for my foal. I've got a free guide, and I'll link that up here if you'd like to go and get that. It's free for you, and it talks about 3 principles that I use whenever I'm training a horse, and it doesn't matter if it's only 4 weeks old. So he gets his legs. I have done this, guys, so I have just worked my way down, and now that's just a foal playful thing, but he's not allowed to do that because it's cute while he's this size, but at 600 kilos, it's not much fun. But I can take his leg here and he picks it up. I don't want him to hold it up, I just want him to pick it up. No teeth, mate. There you go. I can do a back leg. Sorry, you're going to have my back, but notice how I work my way down. And then I will just, good boy. There's a couple of sensitive spots on a foal, and they're all to do with reflexes. And one of them is up here. They don't like you touching or pushing up there. And the other one is, I'll go around the other side so you can see, but a flank here. They're very ticklish there. You can see his skin twitching. And they will quite often cow kick you the first time you touch that. So it's also a reflex. You can't tell them off. It's just part of nature. Good boy. So I don't know if you can see, but we have in the summertime here, we have a huge fly problem. My horses all wear fly veils, mainly because I don't like irritated and ulcerated eyes. But obviously he's little, I don't want to put a fly veil on him, so I have been using fly spray. I use the same principle to put fly spray on my foal. Because he's already been used to my hand, what I did in the beginning was I put the fly spray on my hand and then I put it on him for the first few days we were working. He got used to the noise of the fly spray and the fly spray on him. Now he'll stand still. I'm just moving up this end because seriously this could tickle him and he could kick me. He would not mean to kick me, but that's just the way it is. So I can just spray him all over, and how I used to pop it on my hand to put it on my face, but he's so good now that I can pop this up literally on the skin and just put a couple of dots on like that, and then I rub them. Now this bit of rubbing his face is very important as well, because next weekend Grayson is going to get a halter. Now I have done a video on how I haltered Lily, and I'll pop that up here. So I need to be able to touch his face all over to get a halter on him. And we like to keep the flies away from you, don't we, mate? Because they are just disgusting here. There you go, little man. I'm really not into putting a lot of things on young animals, but it's better than the flies. And I don't know if the cameraman can zoom right in on his nose there. I'll see if I can bring his nose back this way. You will see that he's pink skinned and he's actually going to get sunburnt and blistered. So I need to be able to put sun protection on him. At the moment he gets sunscreen on that, but I'm going to buy one of the powdered ones which actually completely blocks out the sun. So how does that help you as a rider and a trainer? It shows you how you need to break things down to the smallest possible piece before you then build on it. Doesn't matter if I'm teaching my horse to leg yield or if I'm teaching my foal to pick up his foot to pressure. As I said, I have the guide. It'll be linked in the description. If you missed the link back further in the video, I'll pop a link in the description as well. And they are 3 things that I think about always when I'm training my horses. I hope that helps. I hope you enjoyed meeting Grayson, and thanks for watching.